a part of the final statistics, but their quote immunity, what is it called? Antibodies or whatever were measured only 2 weeks after they had received the coronavirus, and we're supposed to believe you get lifetime immunity. Moderna's a big biopharmaceutical company,
Right.
and if you're just listening, head over to Zetetic.news and check out the video component of this broadcast, because I'm showing an article here about this guy, and the headline really made me laugh when you sent it to me.
Perfect.
It is perfect, and it goes back to what you're talking about before with science and how it all comes down to belief. And these are people who really take shits on people who have strong religious convictions because they believe in something, even though they equally sometimes believe in nonsense, from just a different perspective. They believe in a God. It's called the state. That's
right.
Who they actually believe in. But the headline is, he experienced a severe reaction to Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine candidate. He's still a believer.
Oh.
And it's talking about patients in clinical trials are usually faceless, but as the experimental COVID-19 vaccine being developed by Moderna Therapeutics has begun advancing through studies, it has found a much more visible advocate. Trial volunteer Ian Hayden, a 29-year-old in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And we talked about it. We're going to see people line up.
Right.
They're going to, I'll take it. And like
I'm responsible, man.
I said last week, the mayor would, if he said, okay, in order to contain the spread, we're going to need a certain percentage of people to jump off a bridge, but it needs to be a bridge high enough to where you will most certainly die. People would do it.
Oh yeah. And
some people would do it.
He fainted, and he within 12 hours of taking the vaccine, he had a fever of over 103. And he fainted in his home, but he recovered within the day. It probably was just a fluke. Don't worry about the vaccine at all.
I understand that sharing the story, it's going to be frightening some people, he said. I hope that it doesn't fuel any sort of general antagonism towards vaccines in general, or towards even this vaccine.
Oh, no.
Even though you basically got infected.
Yeah.
Probably injured
mm-hmm.
by all the formaldehyde or thimerosal.
Or the WI-28, aborted fetus, diploid.
We talked about that last week.
It really connects the dots with Mr. Gates, because his dad was the director of Planned Parenthood, and there's a lot of waste from the abortion industry. It's got to go somewhere, right?
So we've got kids, right? So if you have kids, you know all about how the vaccine schedule has just increased
8 times.
8 times or more in some places, I'm sure, with less astute clientele of the big hospitals. I'm sure they're doing more than 8 times the vaccines that schedule that we faced, and I think even what we faced, we've probably been injected. I don't know about you, but I've probably, if I got an MMR, I don't know if I got a tetanus.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the just mainstay, the ones that you don't question, the ones that you always get. No, those. Yeah, maybe some vaccines are bad, but these are the legit ones. They contain WI-38 and you can look this up on Wikipedia, is a diploid human cell line composed of fibroblasts derived from lung tissue of a 3-month gestation aborted female human being. Let's just say human being, because they use the fetus to demoralize and dehumanize what's going on here.
Right.
And they've been growing and replicating these cells artificially, manufacturing. That's what they're doing, manufacturing them.
Right.
And it says here, the cell line isolated by Leonard Hayflick in the 1960s has been used extensively in scientific research, with applications ranging from developing important theories in molecular biology and aging to the production of most human virus vaccines, which is what I just said. The use of fetal tissue. So for anybody like,
Dershowitz.
If somebody said, "Here, eat this baby skin,"
right,
you would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Right. Oh, but you're a horrible, idiotic, irresponsible degenerate if you don't have it injected into your arm.
It's one of the top 10 public health achievements of the 20th century, which is just a total inversion of what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, we all have to be, we're all in this together though. We're all in the same boat. We might as well just accept it. That's the entire mass Stockholm syndrome, programmed Skinnerian, Bernaysian reality that all this is operated under for 100 years.
There's got to be something metaphysical about this situation, injecting the whole world with an aborted fetal cell line.
It's a curse. It's clearly a curse. I mean, mark of the beast, like, duh. Of course it is. That is beastly.
I wonder
that is
what
the most beastly thing that you could possibly imagine.
I mean, you could just read on and on.
On and on. I mean, and this is Wikipedia too.
Right.
It just admits it.
Oh, look, his microscope was accessioned by the Smithsonian Institution in 2009.
Interesting.
He developed the first inverted microscope for use in cell culture research. Interesting. I wonder what an inverted microscope is.
Ooh.
I guess I don't know anything about science, so.
Of course, yeah, nothing can be done in science unless you're looking through an intermediary hall of mirrors, of course.
But here I am, I'm reading on the internet, and if you go and complain about fluoride at your city council, they'll say, "Oh, you're just reading stuff on the internet. You're a conspiracy theorist. You don't have a medical license. You don't know this. You're not part of this expert." Well, I mean, how else do you learn? You go and you look stuff up. You read into it. Look into it. Hashtag. Yeah, this is all very spooky stuff. These professors and white coats. I like to call them white coats. Experimenting with DNA splicing, and they're doing that stuff over. That's ostensibly what led to the release of this Cerveza virus, if you even believe in the viral theory to begin with.
Right. It's just the whole exosome idea that they're just protein solvents that are designed to be excreted by the body, and 99+% of the time that's really kind of the case. And it goes back to the broader debate of germ theory versus terrain theory, and do you investigate the remnant corpse of the fish to figure out if its death is infecting other fish, or do you examine the environment in which the fish died?
Oh, well, on that note, inverted microscopes, all this new testing that they're doing. The problem I have with all the testing and the numbers of the infection rates, and even the science with all that, like you're saying, with we isolated this virus from a bat in a cave from Wuhan, China, and we flew it overseas to UNC, and we're splicing it with DNA, and then growing it in culture, and then maybe that got released, and maybe you can't independently verify that all this has like, if I go to visit somebody and then they get sick, how do you actually forensically determine what made them sick?
Yeah.
In a particular, like, if they ate something with a bunch of mold on it, and then they threw up, you would kind of know that. But with this, it's so non-verifiable, as well as the testing, because not only do the test composure and methodologies, they vary, but they're manufactured by different groups. Not that they should be manufactured by one or even manufactured at all,